Dear Mr. or Mrs. United Nations official, I am a reporter from the U.S. that has been stationed in Cambodia, and I am writing to address the issue of terrorism. Terrorism is defined as a threat against people or property with the use of violence. The U.S. categorized terrorism to be a group or person that creates fear to civilians. They have an ideology and an audience. Terrorists bring terror to the government, people, or groups. The Khmer Rouge is a group operating in Cambodia that I believe could potentially be a terrorist group. The Khmer Rouge are communist and took over the monarchy government of Cambodia from 1975 to 1978. Although the Khmer Rouge claim to be helping Cambodia and fighting for their country, I believe that they meet the criteria to be considered terrorists. The first category to be considered a terrorist is to have targets of either civilians or the government. The Khmer Rouge attacked both the government and civilians. They not only took over the government, but also killed many people. After their 3 years in power, the genocide killed about 2.5 million people. Sadly, I have seen them crack the skull of children and their family, and it is truly something that no one could ever unlive seeing. They target the well-educated people and anyone who goes against their rules. The second category is to have an ideological goal. They believe that everything they did was for Angkor. Angkor is their god or their leader. They killed people who did not believe in him and thought that they were always doing justice for Angkor. They sacrificed people for him and told civilians that he is always watching, so they must continue to work hard. The third category is to create intense fear in order to get what a terrorist wants. The Khmer Rouge would parade the prisoners through the camp to show the consequences of disobeying. They would tell you to pee on them or watch them die. The Khmer Rouge would want you to be scared of them, and you would listen because you would do whatever you can to survive. The last category is to have an audience. Although some may argue that the Khmer Rouge did not spread fear to other countries, I believe it was possible. People in the U.S. are doing whatever they can to help the families and children in Cambodia. The U.S. knew what was happening and would worry for the children and families. This would certainly be considered the audience. There was also the use of radios in both Cambodia and America. Sometimes the people in the U.S. would be speaking on the radio about what was going on in Cambodia. These examples show that the Khmer Rouge can be identified as a terrorist organization. I believe that they had no right to do what they did, even though they thought they were fighting for their countries. Many terrorists believe that what they are doing is right. Please consider my letter that the Khmer Rouge could be classified as terrorists. Sincerely, Nicole.